All right. What it is, what it is. Sorry for the long delay, but let me see if I can get my thing up and running and grabs here. It's been a while since I did this. All right. Take off the other one because I'm not going to use it right now. Okay, all right. Well, I'm officially back once again. Let me just put some ambience going here. Not make it too loud. Put some music going. Okay. So I wanted to say something really quick because we are gonna get into both stories for this news of that haven't been like updating lately. So I will say other things and get a check out of what else is going on in the we could call it in my channel and whereabouts of what's going on for this upcoming 2 months. But before I could get started, I do want to say something really quick and fast. So hopefully I don't take too much of anybody's time here. This was just recently from a couple of days ago, and I do want to show this. So let me go ahead and pull it up. This is the first story I wanted to talk about from what was happening. All right, so if y'all have heard, was just introduced lately, which was Biden's digital equity plan that just barely came in, and apparently through what I looked at it from my point of view, because I'm summarizing it as I go along, Biden wants to create some sort of plan to make it equally like digital for the internet. So what he proposing wants to do, he wants to basically have the government take control of the internet by somehow creating this like getting access to our own internet service, basically having full access and remotely, so he can basically make changes to anything that's within our privacy and any other like stuff that we go on within the internet. And to be honest and fair, that's why the FCC, if you look in the top, someone from right here is blasting that idea, because they really do not like the plan where have the government take full control of the internet. And I'm talking about, why I'm telling this story, because this was just like FC now ordering to review this. That's what's happening. And you already see one right here. You could tell he's testifies himself that he's like in the Capitol still, like, remember that one story with Pat, or I forgot his name. He did try to do the same thing where he tried to take control of the internet and try to do his methods of changing everything that was equally, and didn't really work out so well with a lot of people around the world that are using the open internet, and they really were pissed. But this was just in from the Twitter. It says next week the FCC will vote on Biden's plan to give the administrative state basically control of the internet service and infrastructure. That's what they're gonna do. And the oppose of Biden is still undetermined, but it is unlawfully planned. So this just came out from recently of November 6th. So it was going under notices and nobody didn't notice. But I'll go ahead and open the, I have the thing right here that I'm probably gonna show you right now. This is it right here. And the reason why I'm showing this is because I want people to see this, and I wanted to spread that this needs to be looked at and reviewed. Now you can go ahead and open up yourself the website, just type in FCC with the commissioner blasting Biden's plan, and you go into finding that Twitter thing link, and you get to see what all that information is giving you. But basically it's giving you a lot of like what they want to do and what their goal is with Biden's plan. Because basically the story is that they want to look inside of throwing prices and changing, like they're gonna try to make a lot of changes through the internet service. That's what this is gonna do, and they're gonna want full access to not only do that, but go into what we go on and what our account, like things like that, just to give it an idea of how this is gonna really bring a lot of like pressure to the community who uses open internet like this. But if you really want to get full details on this, this way that I have the what do you call it? They're showing this right now with the link, which the link is right here in the top. Just go to fcc.gov public attachments, and then it has the doc number. And to find it, you could just go on this one where it just says the blasting thing with the Biden thing. But basically, the reason why Biden wants to do this in the first place, his whole goal, and if you look down here, I think it was somewhere down here, because there's like a lot of like weird stuff. But basically, if you look at right here, his statement, Biden believes that no parent should have to drive to McDonald's parking lot so their kid could like essentially do their homework online. That's basically what's happening. That he feels like this this situation is because their parent can't afford high-speed internet, so they have to drive to a restaurant with open internet access to be able to do their homework assignments. And he wants to find a way to make it more affordable and more reliable on high-speed internet. But the problem with this is the government is not really good to be trustworthy. I've seen a lot of things that they do, and I could tell you a bunch of stories. But essentially, the FCC is reviewing this as we speak to, and they're gonna be getting their votes in. But we gotta spread this message to everybody a lot, because if we don't spread enough of this, people are not gonna know what's gonna end up happening here, because this is something that's will affect the internet, and in a good way or bad way, because you don't know what the outcome is gonna be in. But to give the government full control, this seems not a good idea, to be honest. With my perspective, it's not a good idea to give the government full access to our own internet services, because it is number one an awful power grab, but it also can do things that you won't basically realize. That you end up getting a notice from an email saying that you went on some site that they didn't like you going on, and that if you continue doing that, you'll end up, this and this and that, which invades your privacy. Or it could be to when you're paying this amount, but then suddenly they have to raise up the price because they want you to pay this and this and that for extra incomes, unless you take those off, like changing prices around in order to access these goods. And that can also cause problems towards consumers who are using these services. So, but if you really want to dive in deep what this is gonna do, you could. I still recommend though spreading this out to everyone as possible, because this is something big that from the past I remember when the internet was in danger of getting overly priced on lanes and stuff and not being free no more. That really caused a ruckus around the whole entire globe of people using the internet, and a lot of individuals were pissed. But the point is that I'm trying to say is all this is because the fact that Biden is realizing that their parents are not having affordable internet prices for their kids to trying to access the internet. Basically, that's what this is all about right here. If I highlight it, that's what this is all about. They want it basically affordable, but in doing so, giving the government access to that is not a great idea. It is not. And let me go ahead and take that out. And the reason why I actually talk about this, the reason why I actually making the assumptions of this, there is a lot of things I've seen from my own eyes and perspective from the days back when internet was about to be removed from open, what do we call it, free, I say this, a free, like a place where you'll go in it free without paying monthly. And the moment when this dude just came in to change it and take it out, a lot of the people and consumers were pissed to the point where they're telling famous YouTubers and they're spreading it everywhere they can just to stop these individuals from messing around with the internet. So, because if you get these companies full control, they're gonna do things you wouldn't even believe that they imagine, because they already did a lot of stuff from the past that changed a lot of course of the services that we use and paid, like a lot of them, and they took out a lot of things they hated and misplaced. There's even some countries that went out of their way to make you pay for lanes to use the internet. And they did get in trouble though at the end, because they weren't allowed to do something like that. But essentially, yeah, it's really was like one of the scariest times for our own internet being attacked to make able to pay monthly, and that was not good. So I wouldn't be surprised that this is like similar to, not quite the same, but similar to that case. And we have to watch out our backs now. We have to like really like keep ourselves understanding that this is something serious and must be, reviewed carefully, and make sure that if it's something that's gonna hit our internet, we better act fast to try to spread the word to everybody, to know that if it does get a lot of like crowds or mobs, whatever you call it, then it's a bad sign that this is not gonna be a good outcome that's gonna result in chaos. And they're better like denying this approval than putting it out to cause more harm than good, because I've seen it from my own perspectives, and things do not end well when you mess with somebody's open freely privacy to the place where they usually do things, to just check out what's good and what's accessible. Because the moment things start being restricted, the moment things stop being free on just using a free service, is the moment that it's going to cause a lot of problems. Even the ones that pay monthly, like, they don't want their prices to change. Man, do you want your price to pay more than 100 just to access something, or to pay for extra like additions to the monthly payment that you're already doing? I don't think so. That's gonna really cause problems. Or you have to, in order to access all these social media stuff, you have to pay this and you have to pay that. In order to access that stuff, you need to pay this. For other sources, you have to pay another. It's gonna really cause a lot of problems. Now, the thing why I still think this is a bad idea and should be reviewed by everybody around the world, because this is something that could really like cause a lot of issues around communities, especially the ones that pay good money just so they can continue preserving this service. And it's not just about using the affordable service. It's about our own privacy. If our privacy has to be reviewed and looked at, you're just only invading our things that we go into, our accounts, the things that we pay for, the things that we use and keep an eye on, even the ones that that include our banks and our security statements. And we don't want anyone looking at that. That really does bring a lot of harm to people who keep these hidden for a reason. Now, I've seen Obama's thing on how slow the service was, and the time the FTC had to make rollouts to make changes, we were almost about to lose our open service, and we thank goodness everybody who speaked out was able to put that to a stop. But if to take it from me, if you really want not to violate our privacy, not to throw out something that's going to change prices, to take full control, we got to start acting fast and start, as a community, start making sure that everyone knows about this, and everyone can start speaking out to the government, say if this is going to be something bad, that the government should not be trusted with full control of this. Because again, this could lead either way, good or bad. And the bad could result in them changing stuff, changing the rules, to changing the way we use the services, to making us get in trouble to just for going on a site, or just to roll out some sort of extra income just so they can make extra cash for consumers. And that's not good. That is really not a good sign. And yes, I can understand that they want to make affordable for those poor income, individuals. But you also gotta realize for everybody else that there's people out there who do not like their service going even slower, or do not like, having throttled or messed with, to just only do things that can to put more harm than good to our services that we pay for. And to be honest, I still think that this might be a bad idea and not a good one at all. And this can really, cause a lot of doubts, rather that can start having a lot of issues where it can turn to chaos and start having people angry and pissed over the decision of the government taking control of this. Because our ISPs are more valuable than you think, and there is something that should not be, underestimated to be messed with by any other people, because that really shows how much power that someone could possess if they were to use these ISPs and surveillance every single one that we go on from these. And that's not a good sign. That's really not a good sign. But essentially, trying to change speeds, fees, and including, viewing all the invading our privacy to review all this stuff can really, cause a lot of concerns, especially me. And to be honest, if we were in the FCC's shoulders here in their chair, I would deny this and say no. Just because that you have this plan that you want to make it affordable doesn't mean that you could just have full authority to control this entire, free internet open service that people pay for. And because anything can go both ways. And take it from me, I've seen the past how bad it got when they're about to destroy, the open free service and make these companies have full authority. It was really ugly. And if this goes the wrong way, it can get really out of hand. So in my choices, I still disbelieve that this is a bad decision, and one that should not be tolerated, should not continue to eradicate, and not be in around this assumption to make it open of having full control with the government and having this switch around. Because again, I still believe that if there's a way to fix this, this is not the way. And I pose it. I'm in the guy's side. I pose this plan. Now that was for this first story. If you could check it out from the links, you can read it as you will along to see what else is going down with it. I left the link probably to this at the end of this live stream, so that way you have a chance to take a look at it. And let's go on with the next one, because I know I've been wanting to talk about this because it's been bugging me, and it did consume about good amount of money of me. You wouldn't believe it or not, but that's exactly why I'm gonna actually show it right now. So let me go ahead and take this off. I already let me see, I already stopped it, so there's no need to worry about that. Alright, let me go ahead and shoot. There we go. Let me go ahead and take that out and put it with the overlay. Okay, so I got my overlay there, I think. Now I just need to get this thing running up and free. Where is it at? There it is. Found it. Alright, so this is the next one I wanted to talk about. If you realize what game I'm playing this one right here. Let me show you. Where is it at? God damn it. If you guys are real the game I'm playing is basically the Halo Infinite game, because this was recently from 343. And to be honest with you, now why I'm coming to this next topic, apparently 343 decided to how you see this? 343 decided to, hey, since it's Halloween time and we're going to the holidays pretty soon, let's go ahead and try to raise these prices so that way we can get more money for getting digital goods, and so that way players can have access to these things at a good money amount that people could afford, because these ones just barely came out. So you're like, okay, so what's the new price for this now? What's the new amount that we have to pay for getting these digital goods? Well, let me show you. This is the bundle that you get usually for something like this, which is cool looking, right? But since they're not the original, like the 1000 that you usually get, how much is gonna cost you now for this thing? And let me show you, watch. You go to buy, look how much it comes out to. Let me take out my face so you could see it clearly. If you could see right here, this is how much it will come out to, since it is for 2,200 credits. It's not gonna cost you $4.99. So that costs you $4.49. It's not gonna cost you $8.99. So that's not gonna cost. So you're looking at, with credits, you're looking at more than $17.99. But if you don't have those, 300 like I have, you just have only, 0 of it, then you're gonna have to pay $44.99 to get 5,000 credits. But if you're gonna just do the cheaper way and say, I just want this itself, I don't want anything else, then you're looking at probably almost $25, because you got $4.99 plus this. So yeah, basically $25 to get this right here. That is insane, including this one right here. To get this armor, you have to pay Microsoft, or 343, basically, this and this. And that's $25 for this one outfit. Wow. And it's not even a bundle, it's just the outfit itself with skins. The bundles are, this one, before I bought it, it cost me like somewhere between, you're looking at probably like more than $40 that I had to pay. Actually, it was 35 to 430, around there, I had to pay just to get this. That's not good. Raising prices this, just like what happened here. And that's what made me very, very upset, because I looked at this and I remember the days where to get something like this, these like little cosmic suits and these visors, I remember the day where it used to come out to like less than, because if you look at Fortnite has one skin that costs you no longer, because if you have like a battle pass or you're trying to get skins, usually you'll pay like somewhere between like only $20, but hey, it gives you bunch of what's called V-Bucks, and usually be able to get more than one outfit. This one, if you look at that, you're paying almost the same price, but you're getting less. So you're only getting this with a couple of skins. Wow. Just what has happened here? I'm just confused as everyone else is, because looking at these prices, they range up that, oh, you can get even the $49.99, so you can buy the battle pass along with it and buy the rest of the skins and just giving them even chunks of more money for these digital goods. And I think it's come to the point where we have to make our statement here. Look, 343, we love what your work has done. We love the fact that you do a lot of cool stuff, but this one thing has to set a line, has to set a limit. This is outrageous. $25 to $22 is still outrageous, and to pay that is just madness. Now I will like play something just to entertain people who are just like interested. Probably like, how do you say this? Probably play some bot boot camps just to entertain anyone who's watching this. This is not a good sign. I'm telling this from my own perspective right now. It is not a good sign. And I'll tell you the reason why. Back then when I was like doing my own like grinding through progression on like similar games like Fortnite and Halo, MCC, and out of no outcome that I've ever paid this outrageous price of more than $22 for one digital good. Never in my life have went that far. And just to see my own like game that I'm always like used to playing, to pay something like that, that's something that's just really like, what is happening here? I'm looking at this, I'm like, what is going on? When I remember back with the MCC, when I was grinding and playing, everything that I got that was cool with it was interesting, was awesome, and I enjoyed it so much. I really did enjoy it so much. But I gotta say this from my own heart and perspective. Don't give these guys freaking $25. You're better off spending it on better stuff than just paying so much money for just something like that, because this is ridiculous. There's so many things that you can pay for $50 than just all this skin stuff that just makes no sense. Like you can use that for like going to buy food. You can use that to get some restaurants. Even hell, maybe if you have your pass still going on in a theme park, you can use it to go to places and a theme park and, you know, buy souvenirs from that stuff. Better than this, because this has gone too much now. In the old days when I was like playing games and grinding, everything that I got was earned it because it was for free, and nowhere in my for my criteria I just went and just bought stuff that are like excessively overpriced to get something cool like this. Like never ever. That's what makes me like shocked that I'm actually, you know, seeing that they're just taking advantage of gamers and just taking their wallets out for their own pleasure, good use. I'm serious. And if anybody from my perspective who understands what I'm talking about, nowadays they want us to pay so much money for things that don't make sense, and yet it just really like breaks a lot of like criterias and stuff that really like it harms more and more money than we actually bargained for. Because again, if anybody who's like played so many games, who've been with a lot of microtransactions, one of the good examples is like Fortnite, where Fortnite charges you like $7.99 for 1,000 credits if you already have like a lot of V-Buck points that you bought from like a bundle, from a pass. And it does like, you know, give you at least, you know, a couple of stuff if you're like lucky to get like a good deal with it. But the most expensive I think I got from those V-Bucks was like $25. But it gives you way more V-Bucks, and then when you get that way more V-Bucks, you're able to get not just one but two digital skins. Here in 343, you're paying a little bit more than like similar to that, but you're getting less, and you're just getting only this a couple of like armor skins, color skins to one outfit, and that's it. Which is downright, you could tell which one is actually ripping you off. And this is not a good version to go here. This is like something that I would consider wanting to just leave instead. Trust me, the days of MCC that I played were worth it because I actually grind and play to earn those things. And you didn't see me popping 20s, 40s, even 50s to get those type of skins for my character to look cool in the MCC. No, I actually grind and played. Same thing I'm trying to say from the point of view the from this game, Halo Infinite, that we shouldn't be paying so much just to get something cool. That's what I'm trying to say. There's people out there, gamers out there, who rather use their money for better stuff than this. I don't know what that shop is made for, but it's definitely not made for the poor. And it's definitely not made for early people who want to play this game. If they were to come to that and see that, they'll be very disappointed to know that they can't get it because of the fact that it's so much money. It's like, what were they thinking when they come with this idea? You even made a statement in 343 saying, "Oh well, we have to make sure that from the messenger that we have to make sure that these earn extra cash can able to profit us to get better in our progress because we've been not making successful progress lately and it's been taking way too long." Well, if you decided to do if in that case you just did DLCs, just make us pay DLC stories of like $4 to $5 and people will buy it because it's an extension of a story. Like, might as well just do that instead so that way you can get more funds. Haven't they thought of that? It could have had a flood DLC within Halo Infinite and that could have been more interesting than this, because this is not the way to do it, to be honest with 343. It's not a something that I would agree with. This is something that I would hate. And it's the truth. It's really the truth of what I have to say from this. Those who have been, actually looking into the criteria of this, it actually makes sense of what I'm actually saying. It does make sense. The moment that we start allowing ourselves to pay money for less, and this is like more of it now, they're going to take advantage of this and they're going to see an opportunity to continue doing this and squeezing the last bits of cents we have left from our banking accounts from our parent, whatever it may be. And that right there for sure is unacceptable. If we in the community can rise up to actually see how outrageous this is, to pay this for amounts like this, then what are we teaching the next generation? What are we teaching people who are trying to save money or going into games like this just so they can grind and play? What are we teaching them? We're forcing them to become addicted and paying until they become broke. And that's what I'm trying to say here. This is not a good way. That's why a lot of individuals from the past who saw Halo Infinite left, because they saw what type of a game this was gonna be and what type of service they were running, and that's why they knew they bloated, because they're now making you pay stuff and they're not even ready with their stuff yet, and they're still incomplete with so much stuff that they're missing from the other games, and that's not a good sign. Let me go ahead and take this off so I could show this. The one that's mostly outrageous the most is this N1 from the top. $89.99 to get 10,000 credits. That's almost paying $90 to get whatever they have available for the skin. Now I don't know why they would come up with this, but we might as well, with that kind of money, you might as well just use it to just go to theme parks, maybe pay to go out with a person, a love interest, to maybe going to places, or buying a new game. That could be even worth for a new game instead. And like, don't do this. Don't put your money to buy something like this just for digital goods. It's not worth it, trust me. Fortnite may have gotten away with it because they decreased their prices and gave you way more, but Halo 343 with their Halo Infinite game is trying to get you to pace this so that way they can have way more. That's what they're doing. Instead, I think might be honest with anybody who likes this game or hasn't played it. They need to start thinking of doing some better deals, like an instance, giving us a DLC, maybe a bundle included with the DLC, where you get a DLC story along with bundles like this, where if we were to get a flood DLC and you get these for like free on top of that, that would have been a better deal. And maybe they could have just added included like, hey, if you pay, you know, $17.99, not only you'll get these skins as a bundle with this, but you also get the DLC story included with it. That would have been better for $17.99. $17.99 could have had a DLC story for Halo Infinite campaign and bundles with this and that for the price of that. That's a little bit better deal, to be honest, because this by alone by itself, not good. And this one's just for sale. We don't even know the real regular price of this, and this could be a little bit more than you think. But let's go to the ones like this one or this one right here. You can tell that these are on discount right now, but they'll soon go to the regular price, and I'm probably gonna be shocked how much they're gonna come out for regular. Probably looking at maybe 10 bucks, to be honest. If they were to go back to regular, maybe 10 bucks, depending on how much they're gonna be, because right now they're on sale, and this one's even a time exclusive. And they still want you to pay. They still want you to pay more than like $17.99 for this. They still want you to pay that, and it's sad. It's really sad. So again, this was my this talking discussion from the game and the other one that I previously talked. Let me go ahead and deactivate this. For those who haven't been staying tuned for my channel recently, I am gonna discuss it right now. I've been lacking upon sponsorships and trying to advertise my channel, and the reason for that is because I've been having a lot of issues lately, and some, how you say it's not throwbacks, but slow down in my path, where I'm kind of like jammed up right now. I'm trying to get things going. It's been a little bit of a downhill now as this month is closing, because I know in October I was going up, but now that I'm heading to November, I'm kind of a little stalled a bit and going a little bit downhill. But it doesn't mean it's the end. I will come back eventually up to able to make better progress. And just as of right now, the whole situation with these two events that have occurred have just gotten me really upset for me to actually make a live stream talking about it. And that's why I wanted to make two instead of one, because the whole situation from both of these was actually made sense, and why I wanted to say something about these two stories. So again, I will leave the links on the previous first one. I will eventually try to make my time to do other stuff. It's been really hard lately since I haven't been available, and I've just been trying my best to keep in task with my own, assignments, since I'm still doing, finishing up my semester and doing my thing I should be doing. But again, thank you again so much for watching this talking discussion. I've been so thrilled that I've been, having a blast from my recent Halloween event. Again, it's still, a shame that I wasn't able to go to Universal this year because they blowed it. I didn't really enjoyed like what they offered. So hopefully they can pick it up next year if they do a better job. But that's all I have to say. Stay tuned for anything else. I know it's gonna be a little bit hard making content since I'm still unavailable for most of these days, since I have so much things I have to do. So if there is anything else anyone wants to say, feel welcome to leave it in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. Again, my apologies if you're probably wondering why I haven't been making so much content. It's not just busy, but there's just been so much things that I just don't have time for, so I decided to just live stream everything to make things quicker and faster, so I won't have to hesitate to do editing time and put myself more behind than of the other stuff, so I could just straight on say this very quick and fast without any problems or hesitation. So you'll end up seeing this through the playlist as they go along the way. It's just I'm in a bit kind of a mess and kind of in a situation, so I won't be like so active lately, but I will try to finish that earlier drawing that I did from, I think it was 2 months ago, where I did a drawing of what my woman I love, and I will finish that one when my semester ends, probably in December. I don't know when in December though, so just stay tuned for the reveal of that. I will probably show it, and maybe I might end up doing another one depending on the situation. I gotta find out first, because again, there's so much things I'm right now busy on, so I'm not probably like in a situation too as well where I'm kind of having sort of a income crisis going on. But rather than that, yeah, that's all I have to say, and stay tuned for anything else. This is Jimmy Pablo signing off, and bye bye.